Hello and welcome in. For anyone who has not seen my channel before, I primarily do pick-a-card readings and general readings. I do more readings on my Instagram, and I also do personal readings through my Etsy. Both are linked down below. Alright, so today's reading is Achieving Balance and Peace During Uncertain Times. So we have 3 piles here. Pile number 1 is this celebratory piece. Number 2 is this amethyst pendulum. And number 3 is also a piece of labradorite, which actually came from this piece, but I dropped it on the floor one time, so we have 2 pieces of labradorite now. So after you have picked your pile or your piles, the timestamps will be located down in the description or in the comments. Alright, pile number 1. For those of you guys who chose the first piece of labradorite. So, for you guys, the first card we have is the struggle card. So, this, of course, means that you guys may be struggling in some way. But more so than that, it feels like it's saying that you guys are struggling alone, or it feels like you have to do what it is that you're trying to do alone, and that you're not asking for help. For some of you, it feels like that. For whatever reason, it feels like some of you feel like you have to do this alone. However, that kind of mentality is keeping you stuck, because we have the Hangman, or equivalent to the Hangman card, the Mirror card. The Hangman card in reverse is about indecision and stalling. The Insecurity card, in reverse, this isn't just saying to get over it or to get over your excuses. In some way, it is kind of telling you to work on those, but it is also encouraging you to ask for help and to find support from other people to support you. It is also saying that you don't have to know everything right now. So for affirmations, okay, so we have, I'm willing to let go of old patterns. So again, that's whatever mentality you have about having to do something by yourself or not asking for help, whatever block you have there, or whatever is preventing you from asking people for help or asking for support, maybe look into that. I'm expanding past my comfort zone into greater possibility. So this one's kind of similar. It's also saying to try new ideas, try something new. Maybe other people can give you those new ideas or new perspectives or different insights. I am ever expanding radiance. So again, this is a continuation of the previous affirmations, but it is also more about self-confidence and being sure of yourself, and it is also about self-worth. It is also saying to not compare yourself to others, to pretty much focus on where you are, and to only compare yourself to your higher self. Then we have No one knows my soul as well as I do. I give myself permission to walk my own path and follow my own heart. So again, not comparing yourself, only comparing yourself to your higher self. I'm open to give, and I am open to receive. So this pretty much also goes back around to asking for help and asking for support. Opening yourself up to others. Just gonna make your life a little bit easier. Going through all these struggles alone is kind of unnecessary. And then we have watch a movie. So this is about doing something for fun or doing something where you just get to relax. This is kind of like saying to balance your work life, your social life, your personal life, instead of just kind of working on this all the time. Alright, so that was pile number 1. Again, I have my Instagram and personal ratings down below, and I'll be moving on to pile number 2. Alright, pile number 2. For those of you guys who chose the amethyst, so usually when I do these readings, I like to read them beforehand and make notes of what I want to say on the video. But for this pile, while I already have the reading down, I did want to do a couple more clarifications for this reading. And the only reason I'm doing them now, or I'm doing the clarifications during the reading, is because I don't feel like typing it all out and then recording it, so I'm just gonna kind of do it on the fly. Okay, so to start off, we're gonna have the wheel card in reversed. At least in the context of this reading, this is more about uncertainty, maybe for some of you, indecisiveness. It feels like some of you are too focused on what you don't know, or you're being held back because you're unsure of what to do next. It feels like some of you are looking for a reason or something to motivate you. Maybe some of you want to do this, or you have an idea of what you want to do, but you think there has to be a reason that is quote-unquote good enough. And it feels like some of these reasons that are good enough came from other people. And whatever it is, it's probably making you feel that you're unsure if this is what you should pursue or not. It feels like you're more focused on making sure that this is right, but at the same time, you're kind of keeping yourself blocked from moving forward, which is the frustration card. So this is also how I clarify my cards usually. And I can post a link down below of where I got this. So we have what it means, what does it mean, what it doesn't mean, the overall, I guess, meaning for it, the overall picture, and digging a little bit deeper. So starting off with what it means. The Summon card in reversed, and the Queen of Arrows in reversed. It feels like they're both pointing to doing something that you don't want to do. Basically, it's kind of a reminder to tell you to not live for other people, or to find your own reasons of doing what you want to do. The Summon card and the Swan card, at least in the context of this reading, it feels like it has something to do with maybe direction or moving forward. It feels like for most of you it is about people pleasing or being afraid of disappointing people. The last card is the dedication card in reversed. So this is mostly saying to not focus so much on what other people are saying. For our self-care, we have look to the stars. So this is about asking for help, looking for guidance, maybe asking for support. For most of you, it could be asking for a sign from the universe or your guides, your angels, patrons, or whatever you resonate with. This is about releasing and letting go as well. So releasing the need to please others, releasing the need to be a certain image or do something in a certain way. And then for our affirmation, I released a need to motivate myself and allow inspiration to flow naturally to me and through me. So again, this is about doing what feels right for you and just kind of going with the flow. Overall meaning for this card also means to not look for that reason to do something. Going back for some of you who are looking for that reason, this is just saying to do what makes you feel happy, just to do what you're passionate about and to not really focus on that quote-unquote reason. Of course, I think you should have a reason to do some things, or at least have that vision in mind of why you want to do this. But when it comes to what other people think you should do, or when it comes to finding reasons that please other people, this is saying to forget about that and just to focus on yourself. Alright, so that was pile number 2. My links and stuff are down below in the description for personal readings and my Instagram. And I'll be moving on to pile number 3. Pile number 3. For those of you guys who chose this piece of labradorite. It feels like some of you may resonate with all 3 piles because it seems like each of them have a theme about being trapped or restricted in some way. The Guardian card, also equivalent to the Devil card, can symbolize being trapped or restricted. It feels like some of you are indecisive about something. It could be that people are telling you to go in a certain route, or you may feel pressure to go in a certain route because of other people. I feel like some of you may be split between what they say or suggest and what you really want to do. So this feels very similar to pile number 2. And it also feels like it's asking, if you're willing to go through adversities through what you want to do, would you do the same thing for what you don't want to do? Because either way, you may be going through adversities or obstacles, but which one is it more worth it for? I guess it's asking. And then we have the respect card in reverse. So this isn't really about, this is less about not respecting yourself, but it's more about moving forward and moving ahead. It could be about self-worth, but with the O card in reverse, it feels like you have this false sense of power or this false sense of security because it looks like you are in your element. But with the O card in reverse, the way I read this is that you may be afraid of changes or afraid of moving forward, so you keep yourself in this energy where you feel like you're in your element, but at the same time it's really a disguise. It's really you hiding from something. The reunion card in reversed is more about focusing on your action steps than it is about just doing things in a different way. This is more about just pausing for a moment and just sitting with your feelings. For self-care, we have clean your space. This can help with mental clarity. Clean your actual space, as in your actual room or your work office. I acknowledge my fear and allow it to flow through me. Fear may have a lesson for me, but love is what drives me. This is kind of what I said about kind of making yourself restricted. For some of you, it could be that you are restricting yourself because of what other people are saying. But this is just saying to just move forward and to just take that first step. My authenticity eliminates the truth in others. Again, follow what you want to do and not follow what someone else does step by step. I trust that though I may not see this now, there is a greater lesson for me in this. So, right now, if you are feeling stuck and afraid to move forward, this is saying that once you take that first step, once you start to move forward, then you will see how things will progress. But you do have to take that step forward in the first place. I allow distraction and make space for creation. For some of you, even if things turn out, I guess, bad, quote unquote bad, it's not going to be the end of the world, because this is saying that what was lost or what may be destroyed, quote unquote destroyed, may lead to something better in the long run. It could be something that you are holding on to, or something you feel like you need to hold on to. This is also kind of like the Tower card that I pulled earlier, where this is saying that you need to embrace the Tower moments when it does come, or if it does come, instead of trying to spend time preventing that from happening. I am brave enough to embrace my full potential, even when others don't approve or understand. So again, following your own path. I know this is a repeated message, but I really feel like that is really trying to drill this in your head of really following your own path, being authentic to yourself, not following what others say. So yeah, really know what you want to do and why, but the why has to be a reason that you want for yourself and not something that you want to impress other people with, if that makes any sense. So that was pile number 3. I'll have links down below for Instagram and my personal readings. And that is the end of the reading.